just have that time together as a family, to be able to build our dream home that we want, our ranch, with our chickens and pygmy goats. And to be able to just help as many people as we can. So thank you so much for allowing us to share.
What the really means to me is I have choices in raising my children. I have the freedom and time freedom, but I'd like to share tips rather than what it means to me. One, don't be embarrassed or ashamed when this goes into your head. I've been in this business 22 years, and I almost didn't get up here because I was ashamed that it took me this long to get it, even though I got it 18 years ago. I started over and do it again. So don't let those thoughts in your mind dictate what you're going to do and stop you from success. Celebrate everyone's win. You don't know what someone's going through in this business. And when I started this business, I didn't need the $100,000 ring. I was just doing an extra 50 because I was already making 200 outside of this business. So don't put your dreams on someone else's dreams and let them meet them where they're at. Celebrate every win. A new associate that goes and brings in $60 and gets out 70, that's a win for them. There's not another company that makes this less amount of money that pays out $70 to $300 in membership. Paul J. Myers, the billionaire, said this is the best opportunity he's ever seen, and he would give away everything to start this at 19 years old. Robert Kiyosaki said this is the best compensation plan he's ever seen. So celebrate every win and know and have urgency in what you're in right now. Two, oh gosh, anyways, I only have 60 seconds, but don't let anyone jeopardize this opportunity. There's a story behind every story, and I've been through a lot here, and this is the best opportunity. That's all I'll say on that. Ask me my story later. And three, no excuses. Any excuses.
Work. I've been a survivor for the past 7 years. I'm a mother of 3 daughters. Thank you guys. I'm a mother of 3 daughters. I'm also an author, and what my ring means to me is showing my children that if you put your mind to something, if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to face your fears, if you're willing to tune out all the voices in your head, to really dig deep, to make your dreams come true, I get to be their hero. That's what it means to me.
That you already have relationships with, right? Let me tell you guys about my first group. I won't get too graphic about it, but it was time for me to go have my annual exam. So I go see my doctor, and you know how they do, they put you in the room and whatever, and when she came in, I said, and I was so new with this, guys, and I was still doing networking, but I was so new. So I said to her, I said, Dr. Sonia, I'm doing this new thing, and then I said, wobble, 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 wobble. That's probably what it sounded like. And I said, wobble, wobble, identity theft, or something like that. And she said, oh, my husband's dealing with an identity theft situation. And oh my God, we got into a conversation that I didn't know how to answer any of the questions he was asking me. I went back, and I got Mr. Quincy. Mr. Quincy went with me, and we were able to close her on the small business plan. We also got her the family plan, and then we went back and did her 10 employees, and 7 of those employees signed up.
$1,000 Business Solutions Premium for the top 5 VIP early arrival. Rank 6 through 10, it's a trip for 2 plus $1,500 gift card. Rank 11 through 15, it's a trip for 2 and $1,000 gift card. And ranking 16 through 40, it's a trip for 2. All other associates will be entered into a drawing for one of 10 trips for 2. Again, associates must write a minimum of $7,500 in Personal Solutions Premium to be eligible. So you want to make sure you are in the top 40 ranked premium producers to guarantee your spot. But bear in mind, we will conduct a drawing at the end of the incentive period for an additional 10 trips. Now let's talk about how you can qualify to increase your chances to win one of the trips in the drawing for 10 spots. For every $100 in Solutions Premium above $7,500 threshold earns you an additional entry into the drawing. So for example, let's say an associate qualified and wrote $8,200 in personal solutions premium, but did not fall within the top 40 associates. That associate would receive 8 entries into the drawing. 1 entry for qualifying at $7,500 minimum threshold, and an additional 7 entries for the additional $700 in personal solutions premium, which was above the $7,500 minimum threshold. Now family, our goal is to ensure every associate knows they have a real chance to qualify. But before you definitely want to do is make sure you can get into the top 40 and guarantee your spot. The qualification period will run from July 1st through March 31st of 2020. New Vision, this is Ted Vitale with Business Solutions, and thank you so much for having me today. I appreciate you giving me a little time to share with you some very important initiatives as it relates to business solutions. And there will be 2 that I will be talking about. One is our big 2023 Business Solutions PC trip. And the second announcement is regarding a brand new incentive starting July 1st regarding our small business plans. So I hope you're excited. Please pay attention and listen to the following. We are excited to announce our Business Solutions 2023 Summer Getaway Challenge for Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Now the Summer Getaway trip will take place from July 18th through the 22nd of 2023. First off, let me tell you a little bit about this trip and what our winners will receive, and then I will give you an overview of how you can qualify for this amazing trip. Winners receive all-inclusive 4 nights, 5 days for 2 at the Hilton Vallarta Riviera, round-trip airfare for 2, delicious cuisine with 12 restaurants and bars, 2 oceanfront infinity pools, private beach, full-service spa, daily activities, as well as nightly entertainment and more. Now let's talk about how you can qualify for this amazing trip. To qualify, all you have to do is hit $7,500 in personal solutions premium dollars and PC qualify each month during the incentive period. At the end of the incentive period, the top 40 ranked business solutions premium producers who meet all of the criteria will automatically qualify for the trip. Now, as an added bonus, we've thrown in a few incentives to sweeten the deal for our top performers. If you rank 1 through 5, it's a trip for 2 plus VIP early arrival and a $2,000 gift card. Now, you must hit a minimum of 30.
And then somehow we found out about group employee benefits. And because I was in sales, it was just a perfect fit. So I moved over to solutions, and my husband really stayed and focused on building the team. And now I'm solutions. I'm all out, wonderful. It's a wonderful place for me to be. It's perfect for me. And today, that's what I'm going to be talking about. So I'm going to start with a video from Ted Vitale. You guys had a chance to see him yesterday. Ted Vitale is the Vice President of Solutions, and he's just going to talk real quickly about some of the incentives that are available on the solution side. Can we run the video? Me and my better half is Mr. Melvin Larry. He came home one day and said, I'm going to do this thing. And of course, I was like Miss Johnson, right? Do the thing. Because at the time I was working, I was in sales, I was doing good, right? But we had some challenges. We had a business, didn't go quite like we thought it would. So we needed something. It came at a time when we really, truly needed something. And we started running. And we ran hard and fast. We went ED in 6 months. We were working the business. I think the first year, part-time, we did about $24,000. Second year, $75,000. And we've been able to achieve the 6-figure ring. We're at $150. We have a solid residual income, 6 figures.
Oh my God.
Right? So, this business has been good to us. And I'm so thankful that we landed in TNV. Because what Mr. Self and Mrs. Self and Mr. Hughes, what they poured into us is lifelong. And not only did they pour into us, but because they poured into us, we poured into our children, right? And we poured into all of the people that we've had the privilege to meet along the way, who became a part of our team. So, along the way, about 5 years into our business, I decided, hey, I want to do the solutions. Now, the first 5 years, we didn't know anything about group, small business, or anything. We were just building the team. We were
I was fighting against my own limitations and things of that nature, but because I had a mentor who was sewing into me daily and wouldn't give up, like he literally set a timer, because we're 6 hours difference. By the way, it's like 6:30 in Hawaii right now, it's 7 o'clock. I woke up at 2:30 this morning, Hawaii time. It's crazy, right? But Mr. Mack, I realized that Mr. Mack set his timer so that when I got off of work at 6:30 a.m. in the morning, it would be 12:30 Maryland time, and we could have a dialogue for that short window. Yes. Before I get home and rest, then I get up and start my legal shield business before I go back to work. And so, I mean, it's just incredible. Like, we don't have to make it hard. I think I made it hard on myself by I let it allow my ego and my pride to get in the way. And like, I think I'm just a testament to, it doesn't matter where you come from, what level of background, educational process you may be at in this particular moment. It's where do you want to go? You have exampleship. So that's what TNV has done for me. And I get that picture, and today with social media and other endeavors, it allows us to catch it like right away. Like, you don't have to wait to come to an event. You take the picture that you see today, protect it, and build off of that. So I'm always grateful to be a part of this family. This family is, I'm gonna stop before I stop crying. I'm still trying to recover. Healing process is a process. But when I sat there in the back row and I saw people just like me who were winning, and I was like, man, Mr. Hume says it best. He says that the mind likes to think in pictures, right? And I couldn't let that picture go. It's like once you've been exposed to this environment, you become guilty by association. That's basically what happened for me. And so I took that experience, bottled it, and took it home to Hawaii and became an anchor to my business so that I don't drift away. And so with all the rejections, with all the fear, like even dealing with my own insecurities of doubt, shame, and fear, English was really bad. You'll hear me fob out here through my process, but TNV Vision is kind of like, it raised me. I literally grew up as an American through football and TNV Vision, like seriously, And so it's everything. Like it's my anchor. Like I can anchor my family, my ministry, other investments that I belong to. It's just traced back to TNV Vision. So to be able to build long distance, I couldn't afford to be uncoachable. So if you don't understand the leverage that you have through mentorship, to have a Mr. Mack, to have access to Mr. Mack, and I had to humble and surrender myself, because we all have pride and ego, and if you say you don't have any pride and ego,
and not really having sort of like that connection you like we have in the States or what have you, and you went through some ups and downs or what have you. You don't mind sharing with the team, because sometimes people think, oh well, I'm in this rural area, or in this place, there's no you know, TNV or Needle Shield Associates, but you did it on an island. How many miles away? 5,000 miles away. And we
Well, it's humbling to be up here with teammates and family, and it's an honor always to be in front of Team New Vision. My name is Danny Couture. I've been in the business Team New Vision to me is like, I guess the vision that God wants me to share is, it's like a boat, an anchor to a boat, the purpose of an anchor to a boat. So you have a sailboat and you go out in the water, the purpose of the anchor is so that it can hold the boat so it doesn't drift away from the destination where you want to be at. And so that's what Team New Vision has exposed me to in 2003 when I first went to Florida, where I had no business doing business, but I went and I felt like it's just so in alignment. And you know, the picture that I saw there is that, you know, from a young adult, I came. For those of you who don't know, I was born and raised in a third world country. So we moved from a third world country to Inglewood, California.
Brought me to act like I am today, you know? So I think it was powerful to see all of that love from my family. I think it was powerful to adopt all of these folks that you see here on the front row and adopt them as family, you know, uncle, auntie, and even as we see people out, you know, out and about, crowd, we're just meeting each other. You can tell, like, I don't know if it was Mr. Edwards, Mr. Hughes, like, you know who is TNV. Because you go out there, you see them and they're hugging you, they're embracing you. And that was just the culture that we grew up. That was just how I was used to living. And that's what I'm proud of, is that you get to be around folks who want to see you win, and that's the most important thing. The most important thing isn't, you know, how many numbers you put up on the board, because you can be anybody that you want to be if you stick with this team, you stick with winning. So that's what it was like, sir. And it gave me the confidence to be who I am today and going out and just loving people. So.
And I father and a son relationship. It is almost next level. And I've experienced that with some sons and fathers and what have you, whether it be within the Nation of Islam, with Minister Farrakhan and his son, and how much love that they have with each other. But when I look at Ray Vaughn, right, and see him evolving like he has, and to follow like a Michael Jordan, you know, in our industry, Mr. Darnell Self, I know it was difficult. It must have been difficult at times, right? But, you know, you see the growth in him. And as an uncle, all I have to say from a distance, I'm just so proud of him, right? His siblings, his family, and the way they've grown. So let's turn it over now to our own Mr. Ray Vaughn Self.
I'm 32 now. Got started when I was 18, but it was like having a gym membership, right? You gotta go to actually see the results. But what I found out early was, you know, people would say, you know, man, you have your parents and, you know, they're making all that money, right? And it's because they act like that now. They treat everybody well because they're making the money. But they actually made the money because they treated everybody well. So, I got to see my dad, Mr. Michael Humes, Miss Gray, right? And it's hard for me to call them, right? Miss Gray, Mr. Humes, because Uncle Mike, right? It's Aunt Linda. So, like, that was the culture I grew up in. And that was
that the Selfs, Mr. Darnell Self, First Lady Tracy Self, have had to this team is impeccable. The timeless effort and energy that they put into not only these events, but day to day, you know, the Zoom calls, the trainings, the Facebook Lives, the sleepless nights. And I know that he doesn't sleep very much. I think he sleeps more than he did back then, because remember that you said you fell asleep at the stoplight? But, I mean, it's just smart. I hope you're getting more sleep now. And I used to tell him, you need to get some rest, right? But that's loyalty, to give up your sleep, to take time away from your family, and for First Lady self to allow him to do that, that's loyalty as well. Absolutely. So, and I can remember calling him back in the day for three-way calls, and you know, he would walk out of dinner with his family or walk out of the movies with his family to serve us. And so that kind of loyalty, and as well as, you know, Linda Gray and Mike Humes and yourself, you used to come to San Antonio to help us. And so though that kind of dedication and commitment is what caused me to be loyal, and it was easy. It was easy because you care. You care, you love, you know, you wanted it for us more than we wanted it for ourselves, and you were always, always there. Can I tell a quick story? When I first got started, there was a company that we heard was going out of business. And Mr. Stonecipher said that we could recruit those people for a small amount of money. And I was on the internet, and somehow I got into somebody's downlines database of that particular company. And I got to clear up the background. I knew what I was doing, right? So I started emailing these people. Originally from Southern California, but based in San Antonio for the last 30 years, because that's where my husband retired from the military. Loyalty. Oh, by the way, next month, I get nervous too, Linda Gray. Next month it'll be 23 years. 22 for me, because it took me a year to catch the vision. But that's all right. Loyalty, you know, it's easy to be loyal to people who are loyal to you. Okay, and so the leadership of Team New Vision epitomizes loyalty. I'll never forget, even before I caught the vision, Darnell Self came to San Antonio and did my husband's first private business reception in our living room. And I still had the negative look on my face and things of that nature. But he smiled and he did a stellar presentation, and I was impressed, but I didn't tell
We have this young lady, and Mrs. Self says it best, man. When she walks in the room, right, she's just a ray of sunshine. She really is. And of course, you can see she's so angelic, right? Just like our sister, Miss Karen Beverly. And but you and I, because we've had conversations in the past, and I know this is very, dear to me when it comes to our team and Team Vision, where we've had individuals, right, that we looked up to that wanted us to separate. We've had, tough talks about that, right? I've had to have a tough talk today with a couple of individuals, and because they've given me permission to do that, right? And some of them are not here. That tough talk, man, is because they're not here right now, right? And I had to have that, but it's because of their love, and we're willing to do that. I know you and I've had some talk, but you're still here. You're loyal, to the core. And if you don't mind sharing, that loyalty and kind of maybe getting through some of those times, tough times, or even when you had others whispering in your ear, because sometimes you hear the chatter, man, and it's out here, so we have to be careful about that. But if you don't mind expounding on that.
Absolutely. Renelda Johnson.
Others have control, because I've always loved to help others. And every time that rug got pulled from under me, I saw that things still needed to be done. And I'm a single mom, and I wanted to have the time with my family and do what I needed to do and still have the income coming in. So we were in other network marketing companies, and everywhere Mr. Self went, he took me, you know. So, and even though the other ones weren't successful, when we decided to come together in the basement and say, are we going to do this? I think because we hadn't had success in the other ones, it really was only a handful of us at that time. And then it became, we came up with the name TNV Vision, because we all needed a new vision in life, you know, because of what life was doing to us. So I got involved, and we all got involved just so that we could be examples and know that, you know, we could create something different, you know, and then family, you know, because as you said in the beginning, family is what this meant to me, you know, and some of us are closer to people in here than we are to our personal families, you know, and even though some families, and even in this, sometimes things are dysfunctional, we're still family, you know, and we still do things at different ways and all.
You know, it's really like a vanguard of I would say, right, of our team, right? And I know she's done plenty of crew rates with me in the beginning when I first started, and I really, really appreciate you and your loyalty as well. But also, she's one of those, you know, like a stern teacher at times, because I used to joke with her a lot. She's like, Miss Mommy, get back on task, or whatever. I really love you. I really thank you. And from the beginning, you've always been, you know, authentic and always upfront and honest, and I appreciate that. So thank you very much for that. Right from the money-making Maryland area, millionaire club member, six-figure income earner. I mean, she is just a superstar in all the words or whatever. She embodies, again, TNV. Let's bring it up for our own Miss Linda Gray. And I also say, man, this thing is real. With Mr. Self and Mr. Humes and some of the other leaders were back then, when you had fax a check or something like that, because it was 21 years ago. And, but I'm super, super excited today, right? And I'm more excited right now. I don't know about you all, but I'm telling you right now, we're going to be breaking so many records. I truly believe that, right? By having Frank Ship on the stage, by having the confidence of our leader, Mr. Donnell Self, right? And also TNV Vision. And we're making it. We are more than just a team. I believe we are in movement. We really are, right? I really believe that. And so what I was charged to do today, and I want to make sure that we stay on time, stay on point. I want to bring out some incredible leaders. We call them like legends. We have a lot of legends that are here right now, right in the audience, and also a young pro, right? You know you want to be, what's that? Young pro? You know. And we're going to talk about the significance of TNV and what it means to you, right? What it means to me, what it means to us. And I wanted to bring these individuals out because I couldn't think of it, so many, right? But these individuals right here, man, embody TNV. Sort of like, you know, the leadership that we have up front. And so the first person I want to bring out, she was like, that's great, I know you're going to be on stage, honey. She said, look, just don't be too charming, right? You know, don't be too witty, right? Or too intellectual. She said, just be yourself. I was like, she got jokes like Karen Becker, right? All right. That's kind of why we're not going to Hawaii. That's a whole other story. But anyway, right? It is an honor and a pleasure to be here today and representing TNV Vision. Let me share my background. I'm actually from the Indiana, Chicagoland area. And yes, I'm Midwest. My background is a deputy chief probation officer. When I started the business, I was broke, bankrupt, lost a lot of money in real estate, what have you. And a gentleman came to me and stopped me, came by my office, and told me about this meeting. came out, took a look at the information. It made all the sense in the world, right? And he was sharing at that time, right? Because he didn't have a lot of success, but he was sharing about individuals from Money-Making Maryland. And I was like, well, that piqued my interest. And I joined the business on a part-time basis with no experience. First 6 months on a part-time basis, we started averaging about $1,000, $2,000 a month. That's pretty good, right? After our 11th month, with no experience, my income went from $1,000, $2,000, sometimes $3,000 a week. It was difficult to go into work with that type of income, right? On a part-time basis. After 11 months, I left my full-time job. 12 months from there, 6 figures, being a club member, right? We've had so many, thank you very much. So many others in our team that have achieved that goal, but I'm telling you, it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for, Team Vision, right? If it wasn't for people like Darnell and Tracy Self, all the incredible leaders that we have here, our friends of mine like Mr. Mike Hughes and all the other incredible leaders, I'm telling you, that poured into us. And plus, it was pretty good that they were able to send those checks back then, right? Because